Hello, my dear students. I hope you all are fine. Today, our revision is about lesson 3, which is element around us. At the beginning, we have to know the meaning of element. What is the meaning of element? Element is the simplest form of matter that cannot be decomposed into two substances or more. So, any thing, if we try to decompose it, it will not give us another or bring out another kind of element, so we can call it an element. For example, gold. If we try to decompose or grind gold, it will give us gold. It will not bring out another kind of materials like iron or copper. It will give gold. And iron is the same, copper is the same, so we can call them as an element. So the meaning of element is the simplest form of matter that cannot be decomposed into two substances or more. Okay, we now know the meaning of element. Let's move to the properties of matter of or properties of metals and non-metals. Elements are classified into two categories. Scientists classified them into two categories. These two parts or categories are metals and non-metals. So elements are classified into two types: metals and non-metals. Metals have three types: solid, liquid, and gases element. Non-metal element have also three types of element: solid element and liquid element and gases element. Let's discuss the solid non-metal element. Solid non-metal elements like sulfur, carbon, and phosphorus, while liquid non-metal elements is like bromine, and gases non-metal element like oxygen and nitrogen. What about metallic elements? Solid metallic elements are like iron, copper, gold, silver, aluminum, lead. Iron, copper, gold, silver, aluminum, lead. And liquid metal element is like mercury. Okay, so we have to differentiate between the liquid non-metal element and liquid metal element, also solid non-metal element and solid metal element. Okay, let's move to the properties of metals and non-metals. Metallic elements have specific properties and non-metallic elements have another specific property opposite to the metallic elements. Let's start with metals. Metals are shiny like gold. They have metallic luster. The meaning of metallic luster that they are shiny. The second property for metals that they are good conductor of electricity. So we made electric wire from copper because copper is metal. So that means that metals is a good conductor of electricity. Also, metals are good conductor of heat. Metals also are malleable, so they cannot be bent. Metals have high melting point and boiling point. Let's move to the properties of non-metals. Non-metals have no metallic luster, so they are not shiny, like sulfur or carbon. Metals also are bad conductor of electricity except carbon. Carbon is the only non-metal that's a good conductor of electricity. So we made the graphite bar in battery is made from carbon. The graphite bar inside the battery is made of carbon because carbon is a good conductor of electricity. It's the only non-metal that's a good conductor of electricity, while the rest of non-metals are bad conductor of electricity. Also, non-metals are bad conductor of heat. They they don't conduct heat. Non-metals have low melting and boiling point. They also are not malleable, so they cannot be bent. Okay, let's solve some questions with each other. Let us start with complete. The first question says, I will give you 5 to 6 seconds to think about the answer with me. The first question says, space is a good conductor of electricity while sulfur is space. Space is a good conductor of electricity while sulfur is iron is a good conductor of electricity. It's an example of metals, which is a good conductor of electricity, while sulfur is bad conductor of electricity. Second question says, space is a liquid non-metal, while space is a liquid metal. We have to give the example of liquid metals and the example of liquid non-metal. Space is a liquid non-metal, bromine. Bromine is a liquid non-metal, while mercury is a liquid metal. Question number 3 says, elements are classified into space and space. Elements are classified into two types, metals and non-metals. Question number 4 says, all non-metals are bad conductor of electricity except non-metals. All non-metals are bad conductor of electricity except one element which is a good conductor of electricity, which is carbon. Okay, question number 5 says metal have space boiling point but non-metal have space boiling point. Metals and non-metals. Metals have high boiling point, but non-metals have low boiling point. Let's move to the write the scientific term. The first question says it is the simplest form of matter that cannot be decomposed into two substances or more. What did this sentence refers to? This sentence refers to the elements. It is the simplest form of matter that cannot be decomposed into two substances or more, which is elements. Question number 2 says elements that cannot be bent or reshaped. Elements that cannot be bent or reshaped. They are metals. Elements which have no metallic luster. Elements which have no metallic luster is non-metals. Sorry, question number 2 in scientific terms, the right answer is non-metal. Elements that cannot be bent or reshaped is non-metal as well. Okay, non-metal is not metal. Sorry for about this mistake. So non-metal are not malleable, so they cannot be bent or reshaped. Also, they have no metallic luster. But if the question says element that can be bent or reshaped, the question will be metal. So sorry about this mistake. Let's move to give reason for. Iron and copper are metals. Give reason why iron and copper are metals. Iron and copper are metal because we have to give some example about their properties. Iron and copper are metals because they have metallic luster, they are malleable, they are good conductor of heat and electricity. Okay, so this is the reason for copper and iron for being metals. Second question say copper is used in electric wire manufacture. Copper is used in electric wire manufacturing. So why we use electric wire in manufacturing copper? Why we use copper in manufacturing electric wire? We use copper in manufacturing electric wire because copper is a good conductor of electricity. Question number 3 says cooking pans are made of aluminum. cooking pans are made of aluminum? So the answer is that cooking pans are made of aluminum because aluminum is a good conductor of heat. Aluminum is a good conductor of heat. So we use it for manufacturing cooking pan. So this is the end of our quick revision. I hope you all get benefit from this revision. Thank you very much for hearing and listening me.